What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I want to do my post-fight quick one on Gary Russell Jr. versus Patrick Hyland. First title defense after knocking out Johnny Gonzalez. He just scored another knockout over Patrick Hyland, and I want to break down the fight, let you know what I've seen. As far as Patrick Hyland, to be honest, I didn't know much about him. I'm not going to sit here in front like I knew followed his whole career or anything, but just from the physical, he was an Irish gentleman. He's 5'7", which is extremely tall for the division, and he had like a much longer reach. I think his reach was a 70-inch reach, which is pretty long at featherweight, things like that. And I mean, he seemed tough in the first round. He seemed pretty game, didn't seem too shaken up by anything. He was just, he seemed pretty cool, calm, and collect. The announcers even said that in the first round he had a good poker face. Round two, Gary Russell Jr. with the explosive, just breakout speed. I mean, the dude, to me, has top 3 fastest hands in boxing. You look at guys like Amir Khan. There's a lot of fast guys in boxing, but there's different types of speed. Amir Khan, to me, he doesn't have, his punches aren't as sharp. They come at you quick, and he can throw punches in bunches, but they're not all 100% fast and 100% committed. It's hard to explain, but when Amir Khan, I don't see like he's not throwing detonated bombs and they're all quick. Some of them will be like touch punches, like ta 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 ta, you know what I'm saying? But when Gary Russell with his speed is his athletic and explosive speed, and it's a multiple succession of punches that can all hurt you, you know what I mean, or a lot of them. So that's what I like. He has that real explosive, and he's getting back to the Gary Russell that I seen as he was coming up when he was first fighting on HBO before the Cold War and all that, when Heyman fighters were still allowed on HBO. And I like that because he kind of went away with it. I think he fought a guy named Chris Martin, I think was the guy's name, and he was throwing a lot of pity pat punches. He has hand issues, like injuries to his hands and brittle hands, kind of like Floyd Mayweather. To be honest, a lot of punchers get that. They have that problem with their brittle hands, especially speedy guys. And he's one of them. So I don't know, but when he was fighting the Chris Martin, I really wasn't impressed. Like it was just like he was like tat tat tat, and I think he fought the Chris Martin guy, right before he fought Johnny Gonzalez. So I was like, this is a good fight. Johnny Gonzalez, also another tall featherweight. He had title defenses against guys like Jorge Arce. He knocked out Abner Mares in one round when Abner Mares was undefeated, so a guy with knockout power. And he's trained by, I think at the time, I don't know about now, but Nacho Beristain, who trains Marquez, and has trained Marquez to victory against Pacquiao, things like that. So, Hall of Fame trainer. So, the Gary Russell, it was night and day from the Chris Martin, where he's throwing like kind of decoy pity pat punches, like scoring, like amateurish type of punches, to what he did versus Johnny Gonzalez. And he followed suit with the Johnny Gonzalez performance versus Patrick Hyland. Again, as I said at the opening of this video, I don't know much about Patrick Hyland. I'm not saying he's this wrecking ball, this monster in the division, but you got to keep in mind Gary Russell Jr. is coming off. I'm a realistic boxing fan. You have to keep in mind Gary Russell's coming off of an injury. He was supposed to fight on the Sean Porter Keith Thurman card when it was supposed to be in March, and the card got moved, but he got taken off of it because he had an injury anyway. And then he's been on a little bit of layoff since the Johnny Gonzalez fight. So first title defense, yes, it's kind of a tune-up style against a little known guy that could have presented more trouble than he did, against a lesser fighter. Because you watch Lee Selby versus Fernando Montiel, and that was a competitive fight, but the Gary Russell that I seen tonight would have destroyed Montiel. So again, I'm not saying Patrick Hyland is a world beater. Don't try to twist my words, but he's a guy who's 5'7" with the 70-inch reach, and it could have been harder for the shorter guy to get on the inside, but Gary Russell made short work of it. That's what I'm saying. Another thing, I gotta praise the attitude. He called out Lee Selby, says he's down to unify with champions Lee Selby or Leo Santa Cruz. And they posted the funny picture on Showtime, and I guess I didn't even know this, but Gary Russell fought Leo Santa Cruz in a national tournament in the amateurs or whatever, and he beat him already. And Leo Santa Cruz, you look at the picture, he just looks shocked, like I don't know what happened in the fight or whatever, but Gary Russell was awarded the victory, and he says, I heard he wants to get his revenge, come get it. And speaking of revenge, he called out Lomachenko, who obviously Lomachenko clearly outclassed him and had Gary Russell. That's the worst I've seen Gary Russell look, period. And that's a credit to Lomachenko's tough fight with Salido. He learned quick with that fight, and then also his amateur pedigree. So I like that. He said, I'll go up to 147 to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. I'll chase him, because they said, oh, hey, I heard Vasyl Lomachenko is moving up to 130. And he said, I don't care. I'll go to 130. We'll go up to 147. I want that rematch. So a lot of people are going to hate, like, oh, Gary Russell, he knocked out a bum. Title defense off a long layoff and an injury. And he called out champions. He says he wants to unify. And I honestly would favor him definitely over Lee Selby. Leo Santa Cruz is a good fight because Leo is a volume guy and he's probably taller. But, I mean, I would favor Gary Russell, to be honest, in both of those. Vasyl Lomachenko, out of those three, would be the toughest fight because that's already a guy that beat you. And you have to close the distance because the speed's cool, but Lomachenko showed there's a way to nullify the speed. So that's a good fight, man. But I like the attitude. A lot of people are going to hate and stuff, but I like that. He said, I'll chase you. I want that rematch. You know what I mean? He didn't do like Pacquiao, where Pacquiao was kind of a sore loser after. If you wanted the Mayweather rematch, you might have been able to get it, but not the way you acted. You said, oh, I won, and all he do is running and stuff like that. So I like Gary Russell's approach. He obviously looked sharp against the level of opposition he was in there with. And this is the other thing. Some fighters will fight this level of opposition, like a Patrick Hyland, and it'll be a tough-ass fight, much tougher than it should be. He did what he was supposed to do against that level of opposition. He showed you that, hey, you don't belong in the ring with me. I'm just too skilled. That's all you could really ask. And then after, he called out champions and said he wants to unify, and a guy that beat him and said he'll chase him at whatever weight. So that's all I can ask for. So hopefully Al Heyman makes the right calls. He's in charge of the careers of some of those fighters like Santa Cruz. Make one of those fights happen. Lee Selby got knocked down by Eric Hunter. I had Lee Selby clearly winning, but you know what I mean, some people think otherwise. Either way, it wasn't like a lopsided performance like this. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see Gary Russell fight next? I'm impressed. I think he's kind of getting back to the basics. Maybe the Lomachenko loss woke up the beast and made him focus and kind of rededicate. And that's, like I said, all you can ask. Drop in the comment section. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.